city. They wanted to smell a bit of fresh mountain air, grow a few special herbs and substances, and just never left the place. Now, one of the oldest hotels up here was called the Great Western Hotel. It was built back in 1880. They renamed it the Carrington Hotel in 1886 in honour of Lord Carrington. He was the governor of New South Wales back in those days. There's the Carrington up there on the hill, or the Carrow, as the locals call it. Lord Carrington, his nickname was Champagne Charlie, because he liked a bit of eagle, eagle. That was one of his favourite drinking holes up here in the Blue Mountains. Straight ahead of us, you've got Katoomba train station. Takes 2 hours by train to get up here from Central Station. There's plenty of accommodation up here. There's 3, 4, 5-star hotels. There's bed and breakfasts, youth hostels. There's plenty of activities up here. There's plenty of bushwalking trails, mountain bike riding, horse riding. You can go abseiling. Abseiling is rappelling, or going over a cliff on a rope. In summertime, you can do something called canyoning. And canyoning is where you go abseiling over a waterfall. It's a lot of fun in summer. It's a bit chilly in winter. And when I get more rich and famous than I already am, I want to buy this little red roofed house just on this very next corner here. Just have a look at the view straight down the valley there. Spectacular, spectacular. That is the last view of the Blue Mountains, folks. Au revoir. Until we meet again on Sunday, I think it is. I'm back up next. Now guys, that railway line over there is called the Indian Pacific Line. Thinking about Australian subtleties, why do you think it was called the Indian Pacific Line? It goes from the two oceans, from the Indian Ocean to the Pacific Ocean, from Sydney all the way to Perth. A journey of 4,352 kilometres. That's about the distance from Los Angeles up to Buffalo, New York. Now, a single seat on that train will cost you around about $500. But that train line, 4,500 k's, that takes 3 nights and 4 days to complete. So what you really want is a sleeper carriage. A sleeper carriage will cost you around about $1,400. So for some strange reason, most people are flying over to Perth. It takes around about 5 hours, costs about $500. Another great train journey of Australia is called the Ghan. G-H-A-N. The Ghan goes from Adelaide at the bottom of Australia right up through the middle, up to Darwin, up in the Northern Territory. It was named the Ghan after the Afghanistani camel drovers who helped to build the railway line in the outback. And once they got the railway line to Alice Springs, they let the camels go loose into the wilderness. We now have something like 1 million wild camels out there in the outback. We actually export camels to Saudi Arabia and the Middle East because we have these purebred, disease-free and dromedaries, these one-humped camels. This little township here is called Lura. This is one of the finer little towns up here in the mountains. Housing prices on the south side here start for around $400,000, up to about $1 or $2 million. So quite a swanky little neighbourhood. Gets popular here on the weekends. A lot of Sydney-siders come to the mountains for the weekend. There's a great little place to stop off and have some lunch. Lots of cute little art galleries and knick-knack and craft shops around here. Well folks, that is pretty much the Blue Mountains over and done with. You picked a lovely day to come over here to the mountains. Not too hot, not too cold, Goldilocks. Does anybody have any burning questions about anything we've done today? You're all happy little Vegemites, fantastic. What's going to happen now, folks? We are going to head down to the Olympic Park down at Homebush. We should get down there about almost 5 o'clock. We're just going to do a very quick drive-through. Happy to stop for a quick 2-minute photo shoot. and then we'll put you on that 5:15 Fantasy Ferry. That'll take about an hour. That'll take you down to Circular Quay about 6:15, and then Circular Quay 6:15, and then Darling Harbour about 6:30, 6:45 or so. This is where I say good night, bon nuit, buenas noches. Oh, you assume to say one on good night, because everybody falls asleep right about now, including me. So this is the fun part of the day for me, because I'm watching up here in the mirror. Down the back, little heads start to go sideways, they bounce up again. There's a little bit of dribble around the mouth. Especially on Jeff down the back, I was watching this morning.
Yeah, man.
I've got some boomerangs. I've only got 6 boomerangs left. In case anybody's interested, here's a mate by a lady called Buku. That's her tribal name, and she's a member of the Durug tribe. And traditionally they're based in Sydney. They used to migrate to the Blue Mountains every year. These days, her and the community, they make boomerangs, didgeridoos, things like that. So when you go to a souvenir shop, a lot of those ones are made overseas. These ones are made here in Sydney. So the money goes back to the Aboriginal community. They're $25 each. They're all right-handed returning boomerangs. So if you want one, pass them around, take out the one that you want, and it also comes with a copy of the information sheet. And leftover ones, just pass them back up the front. And when we get down to the Olympic Park, I'll sort everybody out there and then.